Hey everyone, it's me, Jason. That's Jeff.
Jeff.
Adventures in Pop Culture.
Woo!
Man, my excitement level
Woo!
is at like a 12.
Yeah.
Legit. I have always wanted to do this. And like to have a reason to do it is phenomenal. It's the end of the year, and we are going to do our 5 favorite and least favorite or best and worst movies of the year.
Yeah.
Always wanted to do this.
Top 5, bottom 5.
Oh, man, I love looking at these lists. Always wanted to be able to do this and have our viewers have a reason, like viewers, to watch it. Excitement levels at like an all-time high, bro. All-time high.
Of 2017, in case for some weird reason
people watch this in the future.
You're watching this in 2020 and you're like, I wonder what year it is.
Yeah. Oh, God, those guys are still making...
What's the future like?
Yeah. Do we have hoverboards? Do we have robots? I can't think of anything good from the future. Everything's kind of here, isn't it?
AIDS, is it still a thing?
Is AIDS still a thing? Is the common cold been cured?
Yeah.
Did Fresca make a big comeback?
Oh, man, I hope so.
I like Fresca.
Different flavors of Fresca?
Yeah.
Maybe they already do that. Do they already do that?
I think they do. Wasn't there a time when they made other kinds of Fresca? No, I don't know if that's
I haven't had Fresca in forever. Maybe we should hit up Fresca.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to find, I think.
Well, I'm starting.
Okay, so we're going to do 5 worst and then 5 best of the year.
Yeah.
Jeff, Oh, and so just so you guys know, me and Jeff were like adamant about not telling each other. So this is very thrilling.
Yeah, he has no idea.
No idea.
So I'm gonna... Now, the worst for me was hard to do because you see more movies than I do.
I do see a lot of movies.
You probably saw 20 or more movies.
And you see a lot of movies.
And we're talking about theatrical releases of 2017.
That we saw in the theater.
So I don't really see a lot of bad movies.
Mm-hmm.
But, so some of these I enjoyed, actually, but they're still on my list.
Sure.
But number one, without a... No, wait. So we're going 5.
I would go 5 to 1. You're like, your worst movie you should say last.
Okay, so number 5, I liked this movie. It was Fist Fight.
Oh, nice.
But like, you know, as far as the movies I've seen in theater, it wasn't the best or anything like that.
It was bad. Like
Charlie Day and see, it's like so forgetful. It was Charlie Day and Ice Cube, right? Yeah. So they're both teachers. Charlie Day gets bullied, and then he does something to anger Ice Cube, and they're gonna have this fist fight.
I don't even remember why he got angry.
No, me either. And
he got fired because he had an axe in the classroom or something.
Yeah, pretty forgetful. I mean, it had funny scenes, but none that I can even recall.
No, and it had a good supporting cast.
Yeah, so that's number 5 for me. Number 4, again, I liked this movie, but it wasn't very good, and the critics hated this movie.
Yeah.
Baywatch.
Oh, Baywatch. I forgot. Yeah, Baywatch. Yeah.
With The Rock.
Yeah.
But it was funny. And, I liked the cast.
Yeah.
I really did. I thought The Rock played that role well.
Yeah.
Who was his... Who
Zac Efron?
Zac Efron. Zac Efron is very enjoyable to watch.
Yeah. The plot was weird.
He gets that he's kind of a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays into that. And so that worked well in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Especially more as the movie went on. But anyways, Baywatch.
Yep.
3, again, another comedy that just wasn't
You just hate comedies. You hate laughing.
Well, see, it's like I said, I don't go to movies that I don't like. You go to movies sometimes because you'll see 5 in a day, and you'll have filler movies.
Yeah.
Anyways, number 3, The House with Amy Poehler and Will Ferrell.
I am shocked you put that on the list. Well, you'll see when you see my list. I hated it. I hated The House.
Oh.
Yeah.
It wasn't very good.
No.
Yeah, it was just bizarre, too.
I'm surprised you dislike The House more than Baywatch. But no, I'm not. Well, yeah, no. Well, I really didn't like The House either.
I am very forgiving of there being plot holes in movies and stuff like that. Because, you know, a movie tells a story condensed down to 90 minutes. So for me, that forgives a lot of plot holes. That argument right there. But The House had a lot of plot holes.
Oh, yeah. And that good of a cast, and like, there weren't that many great jokes.
They need money, so they turn their house into an illegal casino. Antics ensue. And, you know, really star-studded cast that they just didn't get even 50% out of those people, I don't think.
God, no.
Now, number two and number 1, I didn't like these movies at all.
Okay.
Number 2 was Pirates of the Caribbean. Number 5, Dead Man's Tales.
Yeah.
It was just really tired by that time. I haven't seen all of those movies anyways. We were just bored and we went and saw it one night. It was me and you, and then 2 teenagers in the theater, and the teenagers were talking during it.
That didn't help.
That didn't help at all, so I was angry anyways, and I tried to, like, stare them down to make them quiet,
Yeah.
and it just...
That movie was garbage anyways.
I shouldn't do that, but that movie was garbage, and it's so tired. Jack Sparrow, and the first Pirates of the Caribbean, awesome character, so memorable, but then it's by, like, the 5th, you're just like, okay.
Wasn't it, like, a new, like, Orlando Bloom and,
Yeah, it was.
Keira Knightley, but
was,
like
right?
it's like just different actresses and like the same story.
Yeah,
it was so forgettable.
Now this last movie, I'm
pretty sure I know what your number one is.
I disliked greatly. The only thing I can say that I liked about this movie was the pacing, because it actually was over way before I thought it was going to be over. Anyways, it is The Mummy with Tom Cruise.
The Mummy. Okay, I thought you would go some different direction. Yeah, The Mummy. I did. Yeah.
So The Mummy was just. I didn't like it. It was like confusing the whole time. The action wasn't good, and it was just so dark throughout the whole thing. Like the visuals could have been way better, but everything was just so dark, so you couldn't really tell what was going on.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that movie at all.
No, I left that off my list. Everything on your list, I definitely considered putting on. I think we only have a couple that are similar.
That makes me think that I forgot about something. But anyways, let's hear your list.
Some of them, yeah, you'll see. We have, but honestly, all 5 of yours I strongly considered. Okay, so my number 5 is The House.
Okay.
So how many of ours are the same? 2 of them are the same.
Okay.
But all of yours I considered. I hated The House.
House was not good.
Oh my god, but I totally considered Fist Fight. I did not like Fist Fight. Or, what was it, or Baywatch? I kind of liked Baywatch.
Yeah, and I kind of liked Fist Fight.
Yeah. And see, The Mummy I left off, just because, like, I don't even know why. But I left that one off. So I hated The House.
I hated The Mummy.
As far as my least favorite comedy of the year, I hated Snatched.
So
and you didn't
4?
see that. Yeah, that's number 4. Number 4, Snatched. I hated it. And that was a filler movie for me. And, like, I think I saw 5 or 6 movies that day. And Goldie Hawn and Amy...
Adelman?
No,
I have no idea.
Adelman? That's like the girl from, like, Valley Fair way back.
Oh.
The blonde comedian... How am I not getting her name? Amy... God, that's...
Schumer?
Yeah, Schumer, yeah. So they get kidnapped in, like, some South American country. I hated it. It was not funny. Oh, God. It was just... all the jokes fell flat. And, like, where they do, like, the really intense violence, you know? Ugh.
Really?
Number 3, I had such high hopes. And this is probably because I had such high hopes for that Ben Affleck gangster movie, like 1930s, 1920s gangster movie, Live by Night. And it was horrible.
Huh.
Like, he directed it. It came out in, like, probably, like, January or February of last year.
I have not even heard of that.
It was, like, a really cool-looking trailer. And it had, like, Elle Fanning in it, a bunch of people. And, like, he was a gangster. And, like, during, like, Prohibition. And it was weird. And I hated it. And I was so disappointed by it. Number 2, I'm actually really surprised you didn't put this on there. The Circle? I hated The Circle. How it ended?
Oh, that tech movie?
Yeah.
I like The Circle.
Oh, I hated it. That ending pissed me off so bad.
I mean, I didn't love it by any means. And honestly, I think I forgot all about this movie.
Yeah.
But it was okay. Oh, you know what?
The Circle's horrible.
The Circle's ending was horrible.
Yeah.
I can't really recall.
It was like her boyfriend gets caught up in it and ends up getting... Oh, actually, we shouldn't even actually ruin it. It's a horrible movie. Like, the idea of it's really good, and some of it's pretty decent, and then it goes completely to shit.
Well, I think that's what I said even when we got out of the theater.
Yeah.
I liked The Circle, and that was a fine movie, but man, that was like... now I'm remembering this.
It was
I
horrible.
said that was one of the worst executed endings of a movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think it ruined the whole thing. Like, I strongly disliked it because of that.
Yeah, boy, that was a bad movie.
Yeah.
That was a bad movie.
Our lists are pretty similar, actually. And number 1, I hated Pirates of the Caribbean.
It was bad.
Even with, like, it being a bad experience, that movie was so forgettable. And, like,
yeah.
It was that's, like, the 5th one. I hated Pirates of the Caribbean. Ugh.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the good stuff.
Now on to the best movies of the year. Number 5 for me, we actually just saw very recently. I loved it. It actually exceeded my expectations, and it is The Disaster Artist.
Oh, nice.
Artist with James Franco. It exceeded my expectations because I thought they were going to be real slapjaw or slapstick with it almost, and like, but they managed to take the story of the making of The Room and add heart to it and add like the real story to it.
Yeah,
and it was good.
Great movie.
Number 4 for me was It, and I was so excited to see It, and that definitely plays into why I'm considering it number 4 on my list. But then, like, it executed well.
Yeah, I loved it.
And it was great. And it didn't let me down. And I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to watching it again. It's a good kids movie, coming of age, which I love. And it's a good horror movie also. So it definitely made it. Nice. Number 3 for me is it's a sequel to a movie that is one of my top 3 movies of all time. And it executed well. The cast was still great. And it's T2 Trainspotting.
Very cool.
I loved that movie.
Yeah.
Another movie that I was really excited for. And I really thought that it could have been fumbled so easily. But they didn't fumble it. It still had a lot of heart. It still was really gritty. Still like kind of like a good story, but like an awful story at the same time.
Yeah.
And just wonderful. Except for the title, T2 is a horrible, horrible name for a movie.
Yep.
Horrible name for a movie.
That made my list, and that was like the one thing I was going to harp on. It's the worst title.
Yeah. Number 2, James Patterson. His first name's James, right?
I'm not sure what we're talking about.
Good Time.
Oh, nice. No.
Patterson?
Robert Patterson.
Robert Patterson.
Yeah, Good Time. Yep.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
It's definitely a really, really great modern day New York City timepiece.
Yeah.
Where it's just him and his brother go and rob a bank. His brother ends up in jail, and life just spirals out of control from then. But it all happens within 24 hours, and it's great. It's gritty. It's awful. I mean, awful in the aspect of like, you know, sometimes life can just be awful.
Yeah.
But awesome movie. Loved it. If you haven't seen it, definitely see it. It got a really small release, so a lot of people probably haven't seen it. And then number 1 for me was Baby Driver, simply because it's like a blockbuster that just executed so well on every scene.
Yeah.
Awesome car chases, awesome soundtrack, and awesome acting, even with Kevin Spacey. And Kevin Spacey
was really good.
He was really good in it, but then he had the whole falling out.
Yeah.
But yeah, Baby Driver. I mean, if you're gonna ask me of 2017 which movie executed flawlessly, I think it's Baby Driver.
Yeah, that was great.
It was really, really good. So that's my list.
We have 2, and two of the same ones. And everything on your list, I considered very strongly. Man, I mean, I could just harp on about that. But mine is very different. Number 5, I had Trainspotting 2. Loved it. Like, went in with not like crazy high expectations, because it got a really small release. Like, we had a hard time going to see it, actually.
Well, you know, it has a cult following, the first one.
Yeah.
Nobody was asking for a sequel.
No, and the horrible title. But yeah, my number 5 is T2. My number 4 is Baby Driver. So there's the 2 we share. Baby Driver. Can't say enough good things about it.
Yeah.
Like a flawless blockbuster popcorn movie. Like, what more could you ask for?
Yeah.
You know? My number 3 was Dunkirk. I loved Dunkirk. Like, I teared up at the end of it, which is pretty rare for me.
Yeah.
I thought that was, I mean, Christopher Nolan's style. I mean, I really like those epics, and I just thought it was like just a completely flawless movie.
Really good movie, not my kind of movie.
Sure. Yeah, I loved it. My number 2 was The Florida Project. I really liked The Florida Project.
It was awesome.
God, that little girl in there, it was just like little shots of life of this mother and daughter living in like this hotel that's set up as like a project now.
Yeah.
And Willem Dafoe, man, I don't know. It's either Willem Dafoe or Sam Rockwell are going to be probably the supporting actor of the year. I kind of hope Willem Dafoe gets it.
Yeah.
Because he was amazing.
That movie's great.
Yeah. There's a scene where he's, and it's real subtle, where he goes after this guy that's like preying on kids. That was just like, perfect. Like, oh.
It was so good. It's such a good movie of taking a glimpse into life where you can kind of step back and be like, everyone's compromised.
Yeah.
You know? And throughout all of society, everyone's compromised.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like, no, there's no like good or bad guy. Like there's some characters just so dislikable, but it's like, it's so human, you know? Like, it's just, really human. So, yeah, my number 2 is The Florida Project. My number 1 came really late in the year. Easily my kind of movie, like dark, funny, the style of it. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
That was great.
Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
I love that director. Everything that guy's directed, like, I'm completely in love with. Like,
who's the director?
God, I'm breaking on his name.
It was really good.
He's the guy that did In Bruges and 7 Psychopaths.
Sweet.
Michael McDonald. I completely blanked on his name.
Yeah, it's okay.
But Sam Rockwell's performance in that, if it overtakes Willem Dafoe's for supporting actor, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Because his character just changes so much in that movie. Woody Harrelson is phenomenal, and Frances McDormand, man, she is the best.
Oh yeah,
Like that movie, I just loved it. Like God, I just could not. I mean, I just could not speak higher of that movie.
yeah, definitely.
We thought about doing honorable mentions, like everything Jeff said. Man, I don't know.
Was that your number one already?
Yeah, my number one is 3 Billboards. Yep.
Oh,
yep.
sweet.
So yeah, T2, Baby Driver, Dunkirk, Florida Project, 3 Billboards.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, very
Definitely.
fun. Yep.
Thanks for tuning in today, guys. Remember, we have 5 videos a week, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Central Time. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, do it. Oh, yeah. If you have your 5 best 5 words, please leave them.
Oh, we would love to see that in
Yeah.
the comments. Yeah, absolutely love
That'd
to
be
see
great.
that in the comments.
There's nothing I like more than reading lists.
That would be really fun, actually.
Yeah.
And remember,
Too sweet.
2 brothers in Nebraska, pop culture's what they love. Join them as they talk about all of their cool stuff. Adventures in pop culture.